Here's something you'd never admit in church. Sometimes you're jealous of people who don't believe in God. Not because you want to stop believing, but because they get to be disappointed in life without feeling abandoned by heaven. They get to suffer without wondering why God allowed it. They get to hurt without the added wound of feeling ignored by someone who promised to care. Unbelievers get to be angry at circumstances. You get to be angry at God. They get to question the universe. You get to question the one who supposedly loves you. They get to face pain without theological crisis. You get to face pain while your entire worldview crumbles. In some twisted way, their suffering seems simpler, less spiritually complicated, less theologically devastating. When bad things happen to them, it's just bad luck, random chaos in an indifferent universe. When bad things happen to you, it's a crisis of faith, a question of God's goodness, a test of whether everything you've built your life on is actually true. They don't have to reconcile suffering with divine love. You do, every single day. Sometimes you wonder if faith makes suffering easier or harder, if believing in God's control makes his apparent lack of intervention more painful, if trusting his love makes his silence more devastating, if maybe not believing would hurt less than believing and feeling betrayed. God, this is the confession I'd never pray in public. Sometimes I'm jealous of people who don't have to reconcile their pain with your promises, who don't have to explain why a loving God allows suffering, who have to defend your goodness while experiencing what feels like your cruelty. Their atheism seems easier than my wounded faith. They get to be bitter without feeling guilty about it. They get to rage without worrying it's sin. They get to give up without feeling like spiritual failure. They don't have to keep believing in your goodness when their experience suggests otherwise. They don't have to keep trusting your love when your actions feel unloving. They don't have to maintain faith in your presence when you feel absent. But here's what I keep coming back to. Even with all this complicated pain, I'd rather have my wounded faith than their simple unbelief. I'd rather wrestle with a God who's there than accept a universe where no one is. I'd rather have my angry, messy, complicated relationship with you than no relationship at all. So help me embrace this harder path. Help me stop envying easier roads that lead nowhere. Help me trust that faith, complicated by suffering, is better than life uncomplicated by you. Because even when believing hurts, it's the only thing that makes suffering meaningful.